Hello, my name is Richard McPherson. I'm the Chief Instructor at Let's Ride Motorcycle Training, and in this lesson I'm going to be showing you how to take the bike on and off the stand. Okay, we're going to talk about taking the bike on and off the stand now. So the YBRs that we're using have two stands. They've got the main stand, which is what the bike's on now, and a side stand. The scooters often usually only have the main stands, but some of them, the Sims that we use, they have the side stands as well. So there's a procedure for getting the bikes on and off the stand. Now with the centre stand, I mean there's three ways you can do this. The way that we teach normally is to get your foot just covering the lug on the centre stand here. Just put your right foot just covering it, not putting any pressure on it. Then we want to put our right hand on the rack at the back here, left hand on the left handlebar, and we're just going to rock the bike forwards. So see, I'm just dipping it and then pulling it forwards and then putting pressure on that lug there, so it's dug into the ground now and it acts like a brake. And if you look, the bike is perfectly stable like that because that stand is dug in there. I'm not releasing the stand yet. I'm getting on the front brake first. Then I release the stand. I'm just pulling the bike into me a little bit as well. Then onto the bike, and we're ready to go. To put it back onto the stand, I got my front brake on. I just come off the stand, off the bike there. I put my right foot back on that lug, and I'm going to get my hand back to this position. I'm going to rock the bike over so I can feel both sides of the stand hitting the deck, so I can feel that other stand hitting the floor now. So now the weight is spread evenly, and again you can see the bike is stable. And I'm going to put all my weight on my toe now. Then I'm going to lift up and back with my arms. So up and back, and all the while putting some serious weight onto that centre stand there. And that's how you put it back onto the stand. So getting it back onto the stand, the technique is always the same on that one, but getting it off the stand can vary. The other technique we can use is cover the front brake. I'm just going to push it forward and then put the brake on as I do that. Now there is a downside to this. Let's see if you can guess what it is. So I'm going to push it forward, apply the brake, job done. What's the downside with that technique? Well, the downside is the bike can fall that way. That's the good thing with the first technique. That's not going to happen. Whereas this technique, if you're not on the ball, if I push it forward, the bike could go that way. Okay, so you've just got to be ready for that. And the trick there is to pull it into your body as soon as it comes off the stand. So like this. So forward to me, and I'm grabbing the front brake at the same time. So that's that technique. The final technique is tricky on these hire machines, but quite easy on the scooters. I'm just going to straddle the bike. I'm just going to rock it, apply the front brake, and we're off. So that's quite straightforward. Let's bring in a scooter quickly, and I'll show you that. So with the scooter, exactly the same procedure as the 125, but if you want to get it off, I can just pop my leg through, push, and apply that brake, and we're done. Nice and easy. So moving on to the side stand then. Now this is a bit easier to use than the main stand, and it's currently on the side stand at the moment, so let me just show you how you get onto the bike. So the first thing to do is get the front brake on, and then we just straddle the bike, bring it up, kick the stand up, and we're ready to go. To put it back onto the stand, so front brake on, kick the stand down, make sure it goes all the way forward, because if it's not all the way forward, let's say it's just there, you put the stand down, the bike could easily fall off the stand there. So just make sure it's all the way forward, lean the bike in. It's also a good idea just to turn the steering into it as well, and then you can step off the bike. Now a good feature with modern size stands is there's a cut-off device. So if you start the engine and pop the bike into gear with the stand down, the engine will die. I'll quickly demonstrate. Bring it up. So I've forgotten the side stand, so ignition on, start the engine, go to put the bike into gear, and it dies. Now we all do this at some point, so If it happens to you, if your engine just mysteriously dies, the first thing to check is your side stand. It's nearly always that. So that is the side stand. So the pros and cons to both stands. The pros with the side stand is that it's really easy to use. So it's dead quick. You can just pop the stand down, hop off the bike and off you go. The downside with the side stand is that it can be quite easy for the bike to get knocked over or even blown over on a really windy day. If someone's walking past your bike and just nudges it hard, it can be knocked off the stand quite easily. Also got to be a little bit careful if you're parking downhill. You don't really want the bike parked downhill. There is a way around that. You can actually just pop the bike into first gear, let the clutch out, roll it forward till the gearbox engages, and then it's not going to roll forward. The centre stand, pros and cons to that one. The con first is that it can be quite hard to get onto the centre stand. So remember, it's all technique. Once you've done it a billion times like I have, it's almost effortless because the technique is spot on there. So just to recap then, so all my weight is on my toe, both sides of the stand are hitting the deck, I'm lifting up and backwards, all the weight goes on to my toe, and it's very, very easy. If you're struggling, the technique's not right, so it's something you need to practice. Once you've got it nailed, it's a piece of cake. So that's the downside, but the plus side is the bike is very, very stable. It can take a good knock and it's not going to go anywhere. So if this gets knocked by someone who's walking past the bike, you'll be absolutely fine 999 times out of 1,000. So that's the stands and how you use them and the pros and cons to each.